Saint-Gervais can sometimes be thought of as Chamonix' less popular little brother, and certainly in terms of the town, that may well be a fair assessment. But when it comes to skiing, it's absolutely not. Especially in terms of resort skiing and piste skiing, Saint-Gervais is so much better than anything the Chamonix Valley has to offer. What Chamonix lacks, Saint-Gervais has in spades. Big, wide open, undulating pistes, plenty of vertical, plenty of variety, also plenty of trees. Virtually the whole ski area is tree lined, which when it comes to piste skiing is definitely a positive in my opinion. There's something for everybody here, but this is my pick of my top 5 favourite pistes in the Saint-Gervais ski area. Now I'm talking about just the Saint-Gervais part of the bigger Saint-Gervais megeve interlinked ski area. Of course you can get across to Rochebrune and Côte de Mille directly from the pistes here, which is partly why Saint-Gervais is so great. It's a proper interlinked ski area, but I'm concentrating just on this part of the mountain. But that said, I'm trying to give you a flavour of all the different altitudes and aspects of this part of the ski area. Now, unfortunately, I'm currently sidelined through a knee injury, so in a minute I'll be handing over my camera to my friend Eddie to be my eyes and ears, and indeed legs, and take you on a quick whistle-stop tour of Saint-Gervais. First on my list, I have the red Marmire piste on the Marmottes sector. This is both a great piste in its own right, but it's also a bit of a local's hack to avoid queuing. So if you get to the mid-station on the main Betex gondola and there's too big a queue, or indeed any queue at all, instead you can head outside the lift station and ski down to the bottom of the Marmottes chairlift. And then from there, there's basically never any queue, and you can get up to nearly the top of the Princess area and access all the other ski pistes. But it's well worth lapping the Marmire piste in its own right. It is a really enjoyable piste. Nice, undulating, wide, varied, great fun. So, as I say, you can access it from the top of the Marmottes chairlift, or indeed from the top of the main Princess and Mont d'Arbois gondola station. From either lift area, you initially follow the blue La Finance piste along the broad ridgeline that all the pistes start along in this area of the mountain. Follow it down this first section, which is initially rather uninspiring, before heading underneath the chairlift of Marmottes itself, and then as you pass around the trees, hang a bit of a left where most of the other pistes go right. It opens out into a quite nice wide bowl, again lots of undulations, lots of variety, and indeed just a good fast fun piste. Also on a powder day, it's a great hidden spot for powder as well. If you head off of the piste to the left, you end up into just open powder fields which almost nobody skis. So yeah, it's both a great piste for piste skiing and a bit of a secret powder spot as well. And as it opens out on the left, you've got amazing expansive views of virtually the whole Arvi chain as well. Next on my list, we have the red Milloz piste. This is accessed from the top of the Mont d'Arbois Princess area, either via one of those two gondolas or via the Ideal chairlift. From there, initially you head along the quite broad ridgeline, sharing the same piste with La Finance blue piste, before taking the first left-hand turn down onto the red Milloz piste. And this is the money shot for this piste. It just opens up this massive expansive view all the way down the valley, past Solange and towards Cluse and the Grand Massif, etc. And top of the piste lines up almost perfectly with the orientation of the lower valley, so you've got this massive expansive view. Also, lovely nice undulating piste to start with, before going down a bit of a steeper pitch, and from then on in it's quite a nice winding undulating piste all the way down to the mid station of the Princess gondola. And then, if conditions allow, you can continue on further down towards the lower section of the Princess gondola on either the blue or the green one as well. which gives you nearly 800 metres of vertical in one continuous run. So it can become a really long, enjoyable run. So what am I looking for in a great piste? Well, variety is an absolute must. Something which is just straight up and down is pretty boring, as is continuous zigzags. Indeed, having the same width the whole way down is also fairly boring as well. So first of all, obviously looking for decent length, which is something which Chamonix often lacks, but you've got plenty of here in Saint-Gervais. And then a variety of widths, some wide open sections, some tighter narrow sections, nice undulations, maybe a bit of off camber. Snaking through trees is obviously very much desirable, and of course ideally good reliable snow conditions. Now that's not always possible here in Saint-Gervais. It's quite a low ski area, so some of these pistes will have icy sections, bare sections, slushy sections at certain times of the year, so you can't always rely on the quality of the snow on these pistes. But as I'm giving you a selection from different altitudes and different aspects across the ski area, at any time of year something in this list should be skiable with good snow. Next up, I've chosen Mandarin. Now, this is a green piste. You might be thinking, what is an expert skier doing choosing a green piste on his list of top 5 pistes? But you don't need gradient to have fun, and it's a lovely, long, winding, undulating piste. It's actually pretty steep for a green in a lot of places. It's got some wider sections, some narrower sections, so plenty of variety, and takes you right from the top of the Princesse Mont d'Arbois complex all the way down to the bottom of the Roche Arbois area in Megeve. So it's a really long piste. You feel like you're going on a journey, and it's never flat, never boring. Sure, at the end it is quite low angle, but it's also got some big rollers, so you keep your speed up going over the rollers as well. Now, if you hate the idea of skiing a green piste all the way from top to bottom, you can start off on the red Coombe piste, which also starts from the top of the Princesse Mont d'Arbois gondolas and the Ideal chairlift, and basically cuts the first corner off of the green Mandarin piste. And it's also a nice piste in its own right. Nice waving, undulating through the trees. Again, joins up with the Mandarin piste about halfway down towards the Ideal chairlift, and then from there you continue on all the way down to the bottom. So yeah, it's a long green, but it's well worth doing. This video has been shot almost exclusively on the awesome Insta360 X4 camera. This is what enables me to pan forwards in the direction that my mate is skiing, pan back to him, pan off to the sides, spin round, do all sorts of other fancy and amazing things as well. Indeed, that's how I can make it look like I'm not even holding a camera right now. I'm just standing here talking to you and something in midair is filming me. That's for the magic of the invisible selfie stick. With the X4 camera, you're able to film in an amazing 8K in full 360 degree mode, which really sets it apart from its rivals. Gives amazing picture quality even after you've reframed, zoomed in, panned out in 360 mode. Which means even when you're doing crazy stuff like this, you still have good picture quality. So if you're interested in this camera, or indeed any other camera or any accessories from Insta360, if you use my discount code, which you can find here or in the description, you'll receive a free accessory. And these are genuine accessories like carry cases, sometimes even selfie sticks. It's not just a token keyring or mug, so it's well worth doing. So yeah, if you are interested in buying anything at all from Insta360, then use my discount code. Next, I've chosen Clementines on the Croix de Cuisse sector. Now, there's tons of good off-piste skiing off of the Croix de Cuisse lift, but in terms of the pistes, the blue Clementines is my favourite. Now, you can access this from the Folie Douce and the top of Montjou, but it's best done actually from the top of the Croix de Cuisse chairlift itself, initially starting down the red one of Croix itself, then just continuing on to Clementines. Now, if you're slightly intimidated about doing a red run, don't worry. The top of the Cuisse piste is not actually really a red run, it's just accessing the reds further down. But it's well worth doing because it's running along the top of a ridgeline with amazing 270-degree views, and it's pretty wide, not too steep, so you can enjoy your turns. Initially, it's out on the open, before, as you join Clementines, you head into the trees. Again, initially not too steep, passing some of the other pistes which head off to your right, but you can continue, you keep going straight all the way to the end. Follow it through some big zigzags towards a cafe. Then you've got three choices around the cafe: right, middle, or staying far left. My favourite is to again keep going all the way around to the left, which gives you a big sweeping turn before bringing you back across the flattish over a few rollers to the bottom of the Croix de Cuisse chairlift. Last but not least, I've chosen Marmottes piste. This is accessed from the top of the Apre chairlift, which is, apart from Mont Joli, which is not open, it's pretty much the highest point accessible often in the ski area. And then this can be linked into the Chamonix piste all the way down into the St Nicolas base station, which when they're combined together gives probably the most vertical of any single continuous run in the Gervais ski area, which is why it's not the last on my list, and it's arguably the best on the list. So you initially start down, heading along the ridgeline, off the top of the pool. This is often very wind scoured, very exposed. It gets the wind in all directions. And then at the fork, you head right, but you can head right again, off of the ridgeline into the shelter a little bit, especially if it's very windy. And there's a few zigzags along there before you rejoin the ridgeline, and then head right again further down, off towards St Nicolas into the trees. Again, there's lots of undulations, lots of off-camber sections. You need to keep your speed a little bit on one of the flat sections. There's even a slight bit of uphill, but then you head towards kind of the mid-station of the St Nicolas ski area. But then from there, you can join onto the blue Chamonix, take that all the way down to the base station in St Nicolas. Now, this is quite low, so the snow down there can be variable quality. Indeed, sometimes it might not even be open, but when it is open, it's a great continuation to the run. Again, it's mostly quite wide, got some nice big snaking turns, and yeah, it's just great to head to a much quieter, less visited part of the ski area. And a little local trick when you are down there, the little snack hut cafe opposite the bottom of the chairlift does absolutely amazing hot dio, or Savoyard hot dogs, and they're reasonably priced as well. So I'd recommend stopping there for a snack, and indeed a beer or coffee as well while you're down there. So there you have it. There's a selection of my favourite pistes in the Gervais ski area. What do you think? What would you choose differently? Of course, everybody has their own opinions, and on any given day, the snow and weather conditions will dictate what is the best piste anyway. So yeah, this is not a hard and fast rule of the best 5 pistes. It's just the best 5 pistes that I've chosen, in my opinion, to give you a full flavour of everything the Gervais has to offer. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you disagree, if you had other options. Now, unlike my list of the best 5 pistes in Chamonix, you can easily do all 5 of these in a single day. Indeed, if the snow is good and you're fit enough, you can comfortably do it in half a day. So, my friend isn't going to have to be charging around like a madman to tick them all off like I was when I did my 5 best pistes in Chamonix. But if you haven't seen that video yet, you can find that up here as well.